Okay, here's where we're going to tackle the remainder of the operating costs within the cow-calf enterprise. We're going to start with feed costs, which are generally a large expense to our operations. So we're going to charge our cows pasture rent even if we own our own land, which is maybe something that a lot of you guys are not going to be used to, okay? So even if we own our own places, we're going to say we're going to rent that pasture. We're going to buy that grass from our land business, okay? Because our land business has produced that value, and we have the opportunity to sell that grass off the place and lease that place to our neighbor. We're going to charge our cows the same way, right? No free lunch for these girls. This top section is where it allows us to put our pasture rent in. It gives us some options on which units we like to use, acres per cow. We're in the country where we figure acres per cow instead of the other way around. AUMs per cow or cow-calf per month. The Lug Nut Ranch is choosing to go with cow-calf per months. They put a $35 per cow-calf pair value on that. That's $68,000 to the herd, or $210 on a per cow basis, okay? They've also charged themselves some winter range grazing, some meadow aftermath grazing, and then some bottomland grazing as well. Feel free to change these sections to whatever fits for your operation. They fed 450 tons of hay at 110 bucks a ton. If you bought that from your haying business, you're charging your haying business 110 bucks or a market value for that hay, okay? Same as if you bought it from off the place. Salt and mineral, protein, other feed stuffs. Our total feed costs were about 150,000 bucks or $450 per head. 99 cents per pound of calf produced, right? We're chipping away at that $1.67. That's a significant cost to our operation. Moving forward, the cow-calf livestock costs tab. That's the remainder of the operating costs in our cow-calf enterprise. We had some preventative medicine, treatment costs, vet costs. These guys just lumped them all into one for the herd. Remember, this is just the cow-calf share, right? So if you had a $5,000 or a $7,000 vet bill, you need to separate out for your cows, right? You're not going to charge that for your heifers. We're going to handle that, your heifer vet bill, in the heifer enterprise itself, all right? You got some fuel, livestock costs, utilities, trucking, marketing, other breeding costs. Pretty straightforward, right? Per herd and per cow here. Down at this bottom section is something that might be new to some of you guys. So we're in the world of economics, right? So anytime you see this word opportunity interest on capital, think economics, okay? So we had said that our herd was worth $575,500 at the beginning of the year. What would happen if we went down and sold those animals, right? We have that much capital wrapped up into those cows, right? If we went down and sold those animals and had a check for that much money, could we reinvest that somewhere else and make some money with that capital that we had wrapped up in those cows? I'm saying yes, right? That's at 4%, if you're making 4% a year, that's $23,000 per year, or $70 per cow. We're going to charge those cows just to beat sticking that money in the stock market, okay? We know that our resources are limited, and our capital is limited, and are we spending that capital and those limited resources in the best way possible, right? We've said for the purposes of our analysis, we're trying to maximize profit. All right, so we're going to say, could we invest that $575,000 somewhere else, maybe in a different enterprise, even in our place, and do better than we have it invested within our cow-calf business? Okay, so that's what that opportunity interest on capital is. That's not a cash cost. Your ranch isn't having to go write a check for that amount of money. It's just acknowledging that since we have that capital wrapped up in our cows, we've lost the ability to invest it somewhere else, right? So we're going to charge those cows that opportunity interest on capital, okay? Actual interest on operating capital, that's just if you have an operating note, what are you paying in interest, right? The operating note, the principal itself isn't necessarily a cost to your operation because you have the money for that, right? What's the cost to your operation is the interest in that. If you don't have an operating note, then that would be a zero, right? So $145 per cow in livestock costs. That's 32 cents per pound of calf produced in livestock costs.